Welcome to the monthly PolitIQ Challenge, the only game show where you can prove that you know politics. Today's three contestants will be competing for $50 by answering a variety of questions about important news stories related to politics that happened during the month of August. Let's meet the contestants. Joining us from Chicago, we have Patty.
Hi.
Also from Chicago, we have Alan.
Hey.
And finally, from North Carolina, we have Austin.
Hello.
All right. Thank you to all three of you, and let's go ahead and begin, starting with Patty. The game board is yours.
I'm going to start with, in the top left, climate for 100.
All right, climate for 100. Which country has seen their glacial ice melt rate quadruple in the last 15 years alone? Hint, President Trump recently expressed interest in purchasing this island nation. Austin was the first to buzz in, so Austin, what do you think?
Greenland.
That is correct. All right, Austin, the game board's yours. Choose the next category.
Climate 200.
Climate for 200. A quarter of the world's population is currently facing extreme shortages of what? According to a recent report. And Alan?
That would be water.
That is correct. All right, Alan, go ahead and choose the next category.
Let's do guns for 100.
All right, guns. 60% of Americans who die from guns each year die by blank. And Alan?
That would be suicide.
That is unfortunately correct. So, Alan, go ahead and choose the next category.
Race and extremism for 100.
Okay. Which administration rebuffed the Department of Homeland Security attempts to prioritize combating domestic terrorism and defunded or disbanded multiple organizations dedicated to preventing the spread of right-wing extremism and white supremacy? That's a lot. And Patty?
Have to be Trump.
That is Trump. I'm sorry, that was too easy of a question.
It was.
All right, go ahead and choose the next category.
Let's take race and extremism for 200. See if it's more tougher.
All right. Approximately what percent of Americans support some form of stricter gun control? And you need to be within 3% in order for it to count as a correct answer. Patty?
I think it's 90%.
Close, but not close enough. Anyone else? Austin?
93.
Also close. Also close, but just barely not close enough. So, Alan?
95%.
The correct answer is 97%, I believe.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yes. All right. So, Alan, go ahead and choose the next category.
Major headlines for 100.
World leaders at the G7 summit, with the exception of President Trump, agreed to provide what country with $22 million to help combat growing wildfires? And Patty?
Brazil.
That is correct.
Immigration for 100.
The Trump administration announced it is seeking to end birthright citizenship for individuals born at U.S. diplomatic stations and blank overseas. Bueller? All right, the correct answer, I see, Austin, go ahead.
Oh, you already showed the answer. Sorry.
Oh. So, Patty, go ahead and choose the next category.
Major headlines for 200.
The Pentagon released a report in mid-August stating that this terrorist group has seen a resurgence in the Middle East over the last 6 months, even though they were declared defeated by the U.S. last year.
Oh.
Austin?
Al-Qaeda.
Incorrect. Patty?
ISIS.
That is correct.
All right. Guns for 200.
What state in which 2 mass shootings occurred within the last month recently loosened restrictions on firearms in public spaces, including schools and churches, but also improved the channels for reporting dangerous individuals? Austin, what do you think?
Texas.
That's correct.
Climate 300.
Okay, climate for 300. In August, the Trump administration rolled back critical legal protections for what, which have been in place since the Nixon administration? Patty.
Water pollution?
Probably, but incorrect for this question. Alan?
I was going to say clean air.
Also probably accurate, but not correct for this question. The correct answer is endangered species.
Climate 400.
Climate for 400. Which Democratic presidential hopeful has unveiled the most expensive climate plan to date, costing $16 trillion, that seeks to end fossil fuel consumption in the U.S. by 2050 and create 20 million green energy jobs? Austin.
Elizabeth Warren.
Incorrect. Anyone else? All right, the correct answer is Bernie Sanders.
Immigration 200.
ICE recently arrested 700 illegal immigrants in what state, which was considered the largest single worksite enforcement raid in U.S. history? All right. Well.
I'm going to guess.
Okay.
If I can hit my. Florida.
No. The correct answer.
It was a chicken farm.
Yeah, I think it was in Mississippi. Close, but not Florida.
Okay.
So, Austin, go ahead and choose the next category.
Immigration 300.
The Trump administration issued an immigration policy change that would benefit wealthy immigrants by denying visas to those who are considered likely to receive what? Patty?
Federal aid in any way.
Yeah.
Healthcare.
Yeah.
Food
Correct.
stamps.
Yep. That brings us to the end of round 1. The scores are as follows. Patty in first place with 700 points.
Woo!
Alan in second with 500. And Austin in third with 300. Now, I just want to remind the contestants that for round 2, they will be deducted points if they answer any question incorrectly. And so with that, I'm actually going to open the board up to Austin. So Austin, go ahead and choose the first category.
Major headlines 300.
What National Reproductive Health Organization announced it is withdrawing from a federal grants program due to their refusal to comply with a gag rule preventing the organization from referring female patients for abortion? Austin.
Planned Parenthood.
That is correct. All right.
Major headlines 400.
Recently, the Trump administration announced a complete freeze to blank spending for the remainder of the year, which was previously approved by Congress and amounts to roughly $3 billion, or about 1% of the annual federal budget. The correct answer, because it doesn't look like anyone knows, is foreign aid, which includes peacekeeping, development, and global health. All right.
Guns 300.
Recent mass shootings have led to an increased bipartisan support for blank laws, which would better enable families and states to report and block extreme risk individuals from purchasing guns.
Should remember.
All right, the answer is red flag laws. Moving on, Austin, go ahead and choose, again, the next category.
Guns 400.
Mayors from 214 cities recently signed a letter addressed to Congress urging them to pass legislation strengthening what, which is supported by 94% of Americans. Alan.
Universal background checks.
Yep, that's correct.
We'll do guns for 500.
Okay. The U.S. has the highest number of civilian-owned firearms in the world with 120 guns per 100 residents. What country is second with 52 guns per 100 residents?
That's a toughie.
All right. Well, the answer is Yemen, which is currently in the midst of an ongoing civil war.
Wow.
Alan, go ahead and choose, again, the next category.
Climate for 500.
A group of 17 states is currently fighting the EPA in court over an agreement the states signed that would keep in place Obama-era blank standards, which the Trump administration has pushed to roll back. Alan.
That would be fuel efficiency, fuel economy.
Yes, that's correct. All right, Alan, go ahead and choose the next category.
How about major headlines for 500?
Massive pro-democracy protests took place throughout August in Hong Kong and what other major city? All right, the correct answer is Moscow.
Yeah.
I'm going to open it up to Austin to choose the next category.
Immigration, 400.
Customs and Border Protection is no longer providing what to migrants detained along the U.S.-Mexican border? Austin.
Basic hygiene products.
Yeah, the correct answer is flu shots, although that is also technically correct. Austin, go ahead and choose the next category.
Immigration, 500.
A coalition of 19 states recently announced a lawsuit against the Trump administration over a proposed rule change that would rescind the Flores Agreement, which stated immigrant children cannot be detained longer than blank days. All right. It looks like no one knows the answer to that. Patty, go ahead and choose the next category.
Race and extremism, 300.
3/4 of the 372 politically motivated murders recorded in the U.S. between the years 2007 and 2016 were committed by blank extremists, which the FBI considers the #1 domestic terror threat. Alan.
Right wing.
That is correct. All right, Alan, go ahead and choose the next category.
Race and extremism for 400.
Approximately what percent of U.S. high school seniors surveyed in a recent study could accurately identify slavery as the central cause of the Civil War?
Oh my goodness.
And for this,
I don't know.
5% window is allowed. All right. No one ventured to guess, which is probably a good thing because Patty.
I'm going to guess.
Yep.
And I'm already losing, so I can keep on losing. I will guess 25%.
Unfortunately, it is far lower than that. The correct answer is 8%.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. That's
All right.
Yeah. All right. This theory, popular among white supremacists and mentioned in the manifesto of the El Paso shooter, argues that there is a grand conspiracy to commit genocide against white people. So what is the name of that theory? All right. It's probably a good thing that no one knew the answer to that, but the correct answer is grand replacement theory. Great replacement theory.
wow.
And it's one that's actually popped up in a number of manifestos, not just in the United States, but around the world after mass shootings, including the one in New Zealand. And with that, we have come to the final round. At the moment, the current standings are Alan in first place with 1,200 points, Austin in second place with 900 points, and Patty in third place with 300 points. What percentage of Americans support a legal path to citizenship for undocumented immigrants, according to a recent Pew Research poll? The correct answer is 72%. Therefore, Austin
Woo!
is awarded 500,
Ah.
500
All
points.
right.
All right, moving on to the second bonus question. Approximately what percentage of mass shootings are committed by someone with a serious mental illness? All right, this time Patty is the closest. The correct answer is 33%.
All right.
And finally, the third bonus question. The federal deficit has increased by approximately how much this year? All right, well, the correct answer is 25%. And so with that, Alan is the winner of the August Split IQ Monthly Challenge. So I just want to thank all of our contestants for participating. If you want a chance to compete in next month's Split IQ Monthly Challenge and win $50, go to whatsmyplitiq.com, create a free profile, and start answering questions which are updated daily and expire at the end of the month.